Hey guys, it's John here this morning. We're at a client's house today working on a fun project, and I am so excited to share it with you guys. We've been getting all these containers ready and prepped to be planted. Today we are just filling them up with soil, getting them all plumbed up with irrigation, but I thought I'd take you guys along with me and show you guys what we're doing. So 2 weeks ago, we plumbed all this with irrigation, so it has all the irrigation ready to be hooked up. So today's goal is to snake it through the drainage hole, fill the pots with soil. We don't have enough soil to fill all the pots, but fill the pots with soil and then put in the inline drip system so that the soil can stay nice and hydrated. But you guys, it looks so good. Everything looks amazing. Oh, we got some paint we need to wash off of that one, but it looks really good. I'm so happy with how it all turned out. We painted the inside with like a sealer, like a paint situation, paint sealer. I'll link the product we use, but it basically seals in all of the ceramic pots to make them last so much longer. So we do that with all of the ceramic, and it really does help the longevity of the pot last so much longer because they're baking in the heat, they're getting wet, and so they're getting weathered fairly quickly. So it's really good to have this protection on there. So I'm gonna go back and help Kyle fill up some soil, and I'll show you guys kind of how we do that. And you guys, I was so scared. I thought we got paint on the outside. We wrapped these all in plastic to kind of protect it, but that is bird dropping, so we can wash that off still. And we got our string strung up through the container, and then we're gonna run we're gonna fill it with soil, and then we're gonna run the 1/4 inch with the drip emitters in it. But Kyle's making sure all the pots are level right now and flush. They look so good. My toxic trait is filling up all the containers without them being level, so I'm glad Kyle's here to help me make sure they're all level. Kyle's filling these pots with some potting mix. We got this in bulk. This was from the Arizona worm farm, and we're just filling them all up with soil. And I always test the irrigation multiple times just to make sure that we're connecting it onto the right line, because there was like two or three lines that were on here, so I'm just making sure that they were all connected to the same lines to make sure that they're all, and we're just extending these lines with a 1/4 inch connector and then just connecting it, running it through the pot like I mentioned. And this is the tarp we love using to haul all of our soil in. Basically you can just fold it over and then buckle it in, and it's the best thing ever. I absolutely love using it. And then we just put a wheelbarrow flipped over on top of it. Makes it super easy to do projects like this. And of course Kyle makes it much easier. All right, we are not going to be able to fill all the containers with soil. We need to get more soil, which I kind of figured was the case. So we're going to fill up as many pots as we can today and then plumb what we can on irrigation. Excuse me, this is definitely going to be a 2-day project because it is way too hot this afternoon to get dirt right now or after this and then fill them up. We're gonna do that tomorrow. I usually run errands in the afternoon for the next day, just because that's something that I can do in the air conditioning because it's inside, and then get up super early in the morning, do the job, and then kind of be done for the rest of the day, because past 9 a.m., 10 a.m., I'm just like catching my breath because it's so hot out. It's just too hot. It is just way too hot. While Kyle is finishing up filling up the containers with the rest of the soil, we are going to bury these lines a little bit. We want to make sure they're nice and covered with the rocks, and so they're not a tripping hazard, but it's also prettier when they're not just exposed like that. Okay, much better. We used bigger rocks to kind of anchor them down. Sometimes when you're putting down new lines, the plastic can be very like rolled up and it can just bounce back. So we put these down and then the heat will kind of bake the line like straighter out, so we can take these rocks off in a couple days when that happens. Watering in all of the containers now to get them nice and hydrated. It's always a good idea to wet your soil, even if you're not planting, just to keep the soil alive. Okay, we are done for the day filling up all the containers. We got a yard of soil and we were able to fill up 4.5 containers. We have 9 pots, so another yard should be perfect. We'll probably bring an extra couple bags just in case we need to top off any of the containers. But that is it for today's video, you guys. We'll keep you updated on how these pots fill in once we get them all finished up. But guys, we are back the next day and we are gonna finish up all of these pots. We got more soil, which is great. So we're gonna fill up these containers. I'm gonna run the irrigation because we brought all the tubing for that. And I did bring some plants. We got some of the plants ready, not all of them, but we want to plant something in here so it can start filling in these gorgeous pots. So I'll show you guys what we're planting and how we're gonna do that. And there's so many fun ducks. Well, fun ducks. I think these are mallards, but there was all females out here the last time we were here, but now we see some males and females together, so adorable. So we have the tubing. This is the 1/4-inch tubing with the emitters every 6 inches on here, which is great. That's perfect coverage for all of our containers. Really, we use this for everything. But for all these containers, we're gonna do an arm's length. That's gonna be perfect. That's around 6 feet is my arm's length. And that's gonna be great. That means there's gonna be 12 emitters in each and every container, which is gonna give us some really good coverage. I'll show you guys how we install it. We have a 1/4-inch drip, or 1/4-inch tee right here. We're gonna tee off from the main line and then run it from there. Now that I'm looking at it, I think they're all females, you guys. They're all females out here. Girl gang. This is our main line right here. So we're gonna cut it kind of flush with the pot here. Go, and then we're gonna use this tee. Put the tee on here, and then we're going to run both sides of the irrigation on here. Some people will just use one line, like a straight connect, and then just plug it, but I like to do it this way to get really good coverage. We're gonna do 2 loops, 1, 2, and then tee it back in. So then when we plant our plants, we're gonna plant it in between all these holes like that, so that we get some good coverage in the center and then get good coverage on the edges. Okay, so we're gonna finish running all the drip irrigation, these pots, and then we're gonna plant up all the flowers. So these are the plants we are planting today. We're not planting a ton, just enough to like fill the containers. We have more that we'll be planting in just a few weeks. This is the purple celosia. This is the intense purple. Kind of has a really pretty foliage to it, that blotchy purple. And then it makes a purple, like a dark purple flower on it. Super, super pretty. These get about, I don't know, 18 to 24 inches tall. And then we have the dragon's breath celosia. Y'all know I love it. Beautiful, like army green magenta leaves to them. And then they'll be blooming later on this summer and in the fall. I absolutely love this flower. So we're gonna just pop a few in each container. And then later on, we'll add some sweet potato vines and maybe some marigolds and other flowers to kind of fill it in. Of course, we gotta add some Stollery's fertilizer. We're just using Osmocote. No rhyme or reason, we're just kind of sprinkling some in there. Okay, you guys, we planted up all of the flowers. We put the intense purple in the back, and then the dragon's breath right in front of it. But yeah, it looks so good. We're running the irrigation. All works great. We're gonna let it soak in there, get it nice and saturated. I am so excited with how these look. They're gonna fill in so beautifully. Just imagine some flower height in here to kind of block the view a little bit, but not too much. It'll look absolutely gorgeous, just to give them some privacy. I think it'll be perfect. And like I said, we were gonna put some sweet potato vines in here and some millet and maybe some marigolds in just a few weeks. The plants are not quite ready yet, but we will get them and they'll be ready to go. And I think that'll be gorgeous trailing down here. We were gonna do a bronze sweet potato vine, but I think a purple one might give a little bit more contrast to the containers. but we'll see. We'll probably bring both of them and just kind of figure out what looks the best. Anyways, that's it for today's video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.